We've been chatting with Tom and Nicole from Snipes around partnership, and now we're going to transition the conversation a little bit to talk about the deployment of StoreForce to the Snipes team.
From the very beginning, we had very tight timelines. We had aggressive goals in terms of dates we wanted to hit, rollout by, or certain milestones, we'll call them. And from my perspective, that was very heavily led from the operations side. So, Nicole, let me start with you and asking, where did those tight timelines come from, and why were they so important to the field and operations?
I think two parts, right? Number one is we are growing our business. We are operating across multiple states at this point, and time is money, right? So the reality is we know what this investment was going to cost us. And at the same point, we also know what the expected return or ROI was going to be. So really just getting the team up to speed, making decisions that need to happen, coming up with training to roll this out. And then obviously on the back end, having you and Tom's team, as well as the other departments in the organization supporting.
And so, Tom, I just want to kind of expand upon how it was on your team and through your experience with the specific implementation and deployment of building our interface files and receiving that feedback or that partnership. So I just want to expand on that a little bit.
So the integrations itself are very basic, honestly, and it is amazing the value that we're able to get from the database with the interfaces that are put in place that are, again, very, very simplistic to do, not in a bad way, but in a very positive way. It's not a Herculean effort to build the integrations that need to be built for sales information, for traffic information, and the partnerships that StoreForce has make some of these even easier because they have direct relationships with some of the partners that we have relationships with that have native integrations. So it was really simple process. And it was a very fluid process. So we got immediate feedback on any adjustments we needed to make. We were able to make them quickly, and StoreForce was able to validate that those were the right adjustments and move forward. So a very fluid process. The responsiveness was amazing. Emails answered within minutes of being sent so that we can just keep things moving fast. Just an amazing process. And again, I would say one of the integrations are always tough whenever you implement any system. The implementation and the integration with StoreForce is probably the best experience I've had. This is not a unique experience for me with StoreForce. I've implemented this in my past, and it is a similar experience of a great implementation, business-led and focused on getting it in and getting it in quickly. So it's a repeatable process when you work with StoreForce.
Tom, it was really you and your team that kept it all moving along smoothly. How did you manage that on your side, and how did you prioritize the different items throughout the project?
I think our tight timelines for me were about two things. One, we've got a lot to get done. As Nicole said, we're growing. So this is one of many projects. So the quicker we can move through this project, we can get on to the next. Obviously, getting the ROI that we expect from this project, the sooner the better. We know it's going to have a great effect on the organization. And so the sooner we get it in, the better. I think the other piece that's important about it is momentum. So, if something moves fast, then it keeps moving fast. If something slows down, then it slows down all along the way for everybody that we're dealing with. And so for me, keeping the momentum going so that Nicole and her team, as they're implementing, are seeing that the integrations are happening fast and that keeps them on task of what they need to do.
All right, thank you guys for joining us today. We're talking about the deployment process. And next, we're going to talk about the experience that the Snipes team has with having a single solution with multiple areas of their business at one single touch point.